If you've played around with GenSpark at all, you already know it's powerful. But today, we're going to blow past the simple test run. We are unpacking the community-tested playbook from the early AI adopters on how to build real, scalable workflows that actually generate revenue. This is all about going from just trying it out to truly mastering it. And this quote right here, it really hits the nail on the head. The folks who are pushing GenSpark to its absolute limits will tell you, most people run a single voice call, think, okay, cool, and then they just walk away. They completely miss the incredible depth and potential that's hiding just under the surface. And that's where their projects just stall out before they even begin. So, to get you past that initial hurdle, we've got a roadmap. This is the community's playbook, broken down into 6 essential sections. We're going to look at exactly why projects fail, and then we'll dive into the proven solutions for everything from coding smarter to scaling globally, building systems that don't break, optimizing your costs, and of course, turning a cool demo into cold, hard revenue. Okay, first things first, let's tackle the big one. Why do so many promising GenSpark projects just fizzle out? Well, the community has zeroed in on 4 very specific roadblocks that consistently trip people up. You know that feeling, right? You've got this powerful new tool, you can feel the potential, but something's just not clicking. Well, it turns out it's not just you. The community has pinpointed exactly where those hidden traps are, and here they are. These are the 4 horsemen of a stalled project. It all starts with that, where do we even begin feeling? Then, next thing you know, your credits are just gone because you haven't optimized anything. A huge one is ignoring the fact that GenSpark's real power is unlocked with integrations. And finally, people build a fragile little demo that works great once, but completely shatters the moment you try to scale it. All right, enough with the problems. Let's talk solutions. Section 2 is about a total game changer of an integration that lets you code smarter, not harder. This is where we start to build truly intelligent automations by using another AI inside of our GenSpark workflow. It's pretty cool. And this brilliant solution comes to us straight from the community, from a member named Mark Kashef.
And what's awesome is with GenSpark, unlike Lovable, where you pay $20 a month just for credits, for the $24.99 you get with GenSpark, you're getting yet another tool in your toolbox on top of everything you get, and on top of the unlimited usage, you get a 4.1 and 4.0 Opus, as well as GPT-5 until Christmas. So it is truly living up to its goal of becoming a super app, and in the process, showing us where the next trend might be, where it's creating a wrapper on top of Claude Code to make Claude Code accessible to everybody.
He figured out a way to fuse the orchestration power of GenSpark with the incredible coding skill of Claude. It is a massive leap forward in efficiency. He calls it vibe coding. And the key concept here isn't just using 2 tools separately. Think of it more like a wrapper, a bridge that lets Claude write, revise, and even deploy code for you on the fly right inside your GenSpark automation. The benefits? Oh, they're immediate. First, you get speed because you're cutting out all that repetitive manual coding. Second, you get consistency because you can have Claude handle writing and deploying scripts right in the middle of a workflow. And third, you get this super deep integration where you could have Claude validate a user's input before you even waste credits triggering a GenSpark call. It's just incredibly smart. Now let's build on that. You've got a smart workflow, so what's next? How do you scale it? Well, for a lot of us, that means going global. And GenSpark has a built-in solution for this that is, frankly, kind of mind-blowing. 12. Just let that sink in for a second. 12. Thanks to an update that Michal Chupkovich announced, GenSpark's AI callers support 12 languages right out of the box. We're talking English, Spanish, Chinese, Arabic, you name it. This one feature can turn any AI caller into a global lead gen machine without you having to hire a single native speaker. But, having the feature is one thing, using it right is another. And the community's best practices here are pure gold. First up, always match the language to whatever the lead has set in your CRM. It's a great personal touch. Next, add retry logic. Calls drop, it happens. You don't want to lose a good lead over it. And this one is huge. Use unique, culturally aware scripts for each language. Just plug in your English script into a machine translator is not going to cut it. Okay, so our workflow is smart, it's global, but is it tough? can actually run in a live business environment without breaking down. This is about building for production. And for a lot of people in the community, the key to that is a rock-solid integration with the automation platform N8N. And the blueprint for how to do this comes directly from the super detailed progress logs of community member Adin Galm. I mean, his real-world testing and troubleshooting have given us all these invaluable lessons for making GenSpark a reliable part of a bigger system.
Let's do an upload, 1.9 megabytes, and let's upload it. And you see it's going pretty quickly. It's doing now the HTTP request to the Google Vertex AI, and then boom, it's done too, okay? So when we come here now, that's 764 words created successfully. When we come to Mansa Musa, the golden ruler of Mali, you see that it has speaker B, and like I was saying, it was able to detect speaker C.
So Addy's work really boils down to 4 golden rules for a production-ready workflow. To stop burning credits and hitting API limits, you have to batch your requests and add a pacing mechanism to control the flow. You use standard HTTP request nodes to trigger everything. And this one is absolutely non-negotiable. You always log the responses. As Addy learned the hard way, trying to troubleshoot without logs is pretty much impossible.
Okay, now let's talk money and performance. Because let's be real, a workflow that costs a fortune isn't going to scale, right? This part is all about the community's consensus on how to squeeze every last drop of value out of your credits. And this brings us to a really core strategic insight. The thinking here is super clear. Use GenSpark for what it does best, which is the voice interaction and orchestrating the whole workflow. But when you have a task that requires heavy-duty, deep reasoning, offload that to a dedicated LLM, like Claude or Gemini. It's just about using the right tool for the right job to get the most bang for your buck. And here are a few more pro tips, the little tweaks that really separate a professional workflow from an amateur one. You've got to monitor your API usage every week so there are no nasty surprises on your bill. Script your AI for a natural conversational flow, not like a robot asking rigid questions. Test it in the real world, with background noise, with different accents, and, critically, know when to get the AI out of the way. Build in logic to route your best, most qualified leads straight to a human.
Which brings us to the payoff. We've walked through the whole playbook, we've implemented the strategies, so does it actually work? What are the results? This is all about the tangible, measurable outcomes that community members are getting right now. Let's start with this big one, 40%. That's not a typo. By just implementing the batching and pacing strategies we talked about, members have cut their AI call costs by a massive 40%. I mean, that can be the difference between a project being profitable or not. And how about this one, 50%? By using Mark Kashev's Vibe coding wrapper with Claude, developers have literally cut their manual coding time in half. That is a huge productivity gain, and it frees them up to think about the bigger picture. So what does this all add up to? It's not just about saving a bit of time or a few bucks. We're talking about building things that used to be impossible for a small team. Things like fully automated, multilingual appointment setting systems that run 24/7, generating leads and booking meetings for you while you sleep. And really, this quote from the community just sums everything up perfectly. Following this playbook is what makes the difference. It's what transforms GenSpark from a cool little novelty demo into a robust, scalable workflow that actually puts money in the bank. It's that critical leap from just an experiment to a real asset. So, the last question is for you. Are you ready to stop just scratching the surface and start building your own revenue-ready workflow? Everything we've covered today came directly from the early AI adopters community. If you want to learn from the people who are actually in the trenches putting these systems into production, then you should join them. The link is right there in the show notes below.